Yo, let's go. I can stream again. Let's go. That's what it's all about. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, let's go. That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Yeah, baby. Alright, let's do a test so that I can see what the quality of this audio is. Okay, I can hear my voice well. The mic is working way better. Okay, that looks good. It sounds good too. Welcome back to Hi Minecraft. It's been a minute. So as you can see, the last time that I played on this world was June 26th. That is accurate. I have been uploading pieces of Hi Minecraft, but that's because I've been recording it because my computer wasn't able to stream. But since doing this new CPU, it can stream again. So I'm gonna make a video about that on my main channel. But yeah, I didn't like having to upload all the videos. Part 66 and part 67 are on my PC. And I'm gonna keep them in a file folder. And I'm not gonna upload them until somebody asks me to. And when somebody asks me to, I'll upload them. Until then, they're gonna stay there. And we're just gonna pick up here at part 68. Let's go. So we're gonna click play here. And I can actually just lower the volume for myself. And we are going to get high. Now, if you guys, whoever is the person who has been watching these over time, you'll actually know that the amount that I smoke has been steadily decreasing over the time frame of since we've started this. Started this in like 2022. It's now 2025. And I think when I started this back in 22, for a good while, I'd say it lasted for about like 2 years. I couldn't go more than 24 hours without smoking. It wasn't great. Then it went to about like 2 days every now and then. After about a year, it was like every 2 or 3 days. And now we're at the point where like I pretty much go about a week or so in between smokings. And I was considering, I didn't really want to do this, but then I was like, yeah, I do, because I've had a day. Not a bad day. I've just had a day. And I think I deserve this. And I can stream again, so I don't have to worry about... Look at them, the items freaking flying out in front of me. I don't have to worry about going back and uploading this at a different time. I can just stream it, call it a day, be done. That's what I miss about streaming. Watching 11 minutes to stream ends. No, don't watch that, because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I've been streaming. I streamed Brawl. I've been streaming a little bit of Minecraft with Dylan. It's been good. No, actually, I recorded that Minecraft. Anyway. I'm pretty happy right now. I've got a pink Unity Synergy Kombucha Summer Edition. In front of me. And a bag of apples. Suffice to say, this is going to be a great stream. I've been working. And not working like a boring job that I hate. I've been freelancing. And I have been making money freelancing. And it's been awesome. Um, Khalil moved out. Miss Khalil. But we still talk on the phone. Connor's been here for a while. That's been nice. Love my brothers. I wish them the very best. Always. Everything's good. Life is good. I find myself getting, oh, I have a new skin now. I made this myself. I made it. Take a look. This is me. I feel like it's adequate. I've had the last skin with the purple. I've had that for ever. Since I started playing Minecraft, and I only changed the outfit. I've finally changed the character a little bit. Take a look. This is me. I feel like it represents age. You know, I'm 22 years old. In 3 months, I will be 23. What the fuck is ADD? My friend said I should like my age. What's my age again? What's my age again? Yeah, I'm 22 years old, about to be 23. I've got facial hair now. I've got hair in other places of my body that I didn't initially when I was younger. I've got a life of my own. I do not rely upon my parents in the slightest for daily subsistence. Of course, not to say that they didn't help me. My car came from my grandfather, so that's nice. Don't have any car bill. Very, very enjoyable. And, yeah. And I can call my mom and I can call my dad, and they will, in fact, tell me that they love me. That's great. Not everybody has that. Do I call them? Let's say about every month or so. Anyway, there's the big Connor Sea and our land. What is that sound? Anyway, I have spent the first 7 minutes of this stream not being high. And that's the whole point of this. That's also a big reason why I haven't been playing, is because I don't really smoke that much anymore. And so, like, I haven't just been desiring to just get high for the sake of a video. But today is different. Today, I want to do it. So let's do it. Click. Filled myself up a bowl. Oh, man. Oh, my. Ugh. The summer edition is cherry, coconut, lemongrass. Nom, 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 nom. Okay. My hair is longer. My hair is the longest it's ever been. I do regularly wear a black cowboy hat. It's great. So I put that on my character. I mean, this isn't really far off from how I dress in real life. I definitely dress like a character, for sure. But I do it because I enjoy it. I went through, and I still have it, and I might still wear it again. But I'm kind of going out of my several month phase. I guess, like, for pretty much, like, almost a year. I've been wearing, like, whenever I wear jeans, I have a belt buckle. I have 2 belt buckles. One of them is the BMW logo, and the other one is the Mercedes logo. And I happily, proudly wear that in public while, dressed nice. Usually not in bright colors. I preferred, like, dark colors. But I don't know. I've been preferring to still. I like to have a nice look when I'm, existing. I like looking nice. That's never gonna change. I like to look as if like someone could look at me and be able to deduce that I care. And there you go. That's all it really needs. I don't need it to be like, oh my god, look at me.
He was cast into the bowels of the earth and pecked by birds. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyway, yeah, I don't need it to be super loud. Some people might say that it's loud, but I don't think so. I dress in very like low light level clothing. It's not very bright. You won't catch me in neons or vivid colors. It's usually like a darker pastel, blacks, faded greens, faded reds, but not in a light kind of way. It's always very like, if you were to combine like emo kid, cowboy, 90s Eastern city boy, or like city vibe, you know? Like, think about those 90s movies, 90s or 80s movies of characters depicted in like New York, Tokyo, Los Angeles, etc. Big cities, and they'll wear like very sleek clothing because I guess they're professional, but usually not too much, not to the point where they're looking like Gus Fring, you know. Kind of like that Spike Spiegel look. You know that Spike Spiegel look? Now give Spike Spiegel like um, rectangular glasses and make them black, and every now and then trade his hats for baseball caps, usually 5950s, flat brim, or cowboy hat, or just nothing at all, just like wear the hair. Not the baseball caps that have the curved rim to where it looks like you're actually going to a baseball game. No, no, not that. Flat brim, like 95% of the time. And occasionally a tracksuit. So throw in like 3 really good tracksuits in there. Nice ones. Anyway, those are gifts, by the way. The tracksuits, those are gifts from my father. I gotta give credit where credit's due. And this is the last thing. I'll get to the game after I say this. Subsequently, when my father took me into the store and was like, I'll get you some clothes. We just got a budget. And I'm like, okay, awesome. And I like walk in, and this has happened 3 times on 3 different occasions. We walk in, and he's like looking at all the pants and all the shirts, and he's like, I can get you a couple of these, a few of these. And I look over in the corner, and I'm like, I see this tracksuit that's amazing. This has happened 3 different times. Each is a tracksuit, and they're all different. And I see it, and it's significantly more expensive than any of the normal articles of clothing. And I'm like, I want that. And bro looks at me and is like, son, I could get you several articles of clothing of different ones. If you get that, you can only get that. I'm not getting the other thing. The budget is what the budget is. My dad's not that verbose, but I'm making it easier to understand in my eyes. And I'm like, no, I want that. If we were being more specific, my dad would be like, son, you do not want that, bro. Like, no, you don't. I'm telling you, that's not it. And I'm like, yes, it is. I like it. And he's like, I mean, you could get what you want, but like, son, I'm telling you, this is not for like an everyday, like no. And I'm like, come on, like this is what I want. I want this. And he's like, all right. And I said, I traded in, but like I wear these tracksuits a lot. I'd say it's like 50% of the time I'm wearing one of these tracksuits, and I take them to the cleaners, and I try to take as good care of them as possible. Other than that, if it's not the tracksuit, it's the Spike Spiegel look pretty much all the time. And like 5% of the time, some like bohemian type outfit when it's like really, really freaking hot outside and I just can't be putting on all them heavy ass clothes. I'm like, bro, I need I need some air. Anyway, it's time to get to the game. I've been yapping for 15 minutes. Things I want. Tier 3 jetpack and a revolver. You got it. Finish windmill. Space. Spawner situation. I6. New core. ME system. Right. Which one of those things is more? An ME system is pretty important. Am I gonna get that done tonight? San Antonio. Oh! Oh! That's fine. I roughly remember. Let's go over here. Made a lot of content recently. I'm very happy with it. Suffice to say, on the daily in life, I am doing much better. Much happier, much better state of mind. I guess like my biggest thing is just being able to actually be present and live in the moment. You know, I find I'm doing a hell of a lot better at it than I used to, and like I'd say a good 50% of the time I am present. It's easier for me to be present when I'm doing something, and I don't typically during my normal life I'm not much of a talker unless it's like somebody really really close to me. So a lot of the day I just spend like the day doing stuff and not really saying much and trying not to be in idle thought about the world or circumstances or needless planning or thinking about the past. I feel like I'm able to spend like a good 50% of my day being like actually thoughtfully present with where I'm at and where I am. And life is great when you're present. It allows you to see opportunities all the time and you can act on them to manifest your own reality. It's great. The other 50% of the time, it is that. It's like thinking, planning, reminiscing, past thoughts, whatever, and then like I get stuck in these things, and I have a habit of taking random ass things that people do all the time, and people are people, so they're gonna do what they do. But I have a habit of taking them things personally, and but then I know, and I'm like, bro, don't take this personally. I'm like yelling at myself in my head, and I start getting this spiral, and not fun. I've now talked for 18 minutes and I haven't done anything. That's okay. Honestly, it's not really that big of a deal. I could sit here and talk for an hour. This is my own video. I can do what I want. That's great. Freedom is wonderful. And the person who's going to watch this is the person who's going to watch. That's just it. I mean, if you came here this far, you must be perfectly fine with however I am and the way that I am. Must have no difficulties with it. Which is awesome. Thank you. Oh, my word. Bro, I want to turn this off. I can turn it off. I can. I don't have to race against the clock. I can turn it off and be done. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn it off. And then we can work on our stuff. Ooh, hello. So, theoretically, if I don't destroy the main cables, I can break the power and not fuck anything up. I didn't know they did that. Aha! Yes. yeah, that's how I got on this. I was talking about my skin, talking about how I'm getting older. Life is lifing. I'm no longer a child. It's weird because I've been making YouTube videos for so long, so sometimes I feel like I'm talking to the same audience, and like the audience just evolves over time, quote unquote audience on my zero view videos. Um, Come on now, don't be resentful. Don't be resentful. You can talk about it if you want. Look at that. I got eyebrows now too. I feel like it's indicative of age. Anyway, yeah. I have come to a point where I finally understand and I realize that the reason why my channel never did anything and the reason why they never took off was consistency. If I had like made a point to be like, I'm doing this no matter what, and several times I did. When I was younger, I tried to hold myself to a thing and being like, every week I'm gonna make at least one video. And like, if you look at my main channel, it should be called Ilya, but if you want to search it, usually you have to search Ilya Dr. Dan, and it pops up. But maybe in the future, I do intend for that name to pop up when you just search Ilya. That'd be cool. That's convenient. But yeah. If I had, and this isn't a regret thing, because I did what I did, I lived life, and I don't really have too many regrets, if any at all. But I did not understand why my videos didn't have like the views and the numbers. So oftentimes I became discouraged. And then for a while, I thought that I was doing it for the views and for the, you know, the succession of it, for the view count, whatever. I wanted to be popular. I thought that I was doing it for that for a little bit. I'd say for like the middle part. And then very recently I came to realize like, oh yeah, I made, like, yes, I used to look at these YouTubers and I used to want to hang out with them, and I was like, man, that'd be so cool if I could hang out with Sky Does Minecraft. That'd be so awesome. Sky Does Minecraft Sunday. There's other YouTubers like Corey Kenshin. I wanted to make videos with these people. I would imagine myself in those collabs that they made, and I would like envision that, and I don't know, it made me really happy to think about that at the time. And but I also just loved like the art and the craft of it. Like I started making them so young. Like you can find my old videos out there. You can find me just like with the camera. Since the moment that I could pick up a camera and I realized like I could make my own videos, there's a video that I don't think exists anymore. Whatever device it was on is gone now. But there was, I remember my first video that I made that I never uploaded to YouTube. It couldn't have been like more than 2008 or 2007. Let's come up with a task to do while I do this. I should do the cobblestone real quick. But yeah, it started in 2008, 2007, or 9. And I remember taking all my Hot Wheels and my laptop. And I think like I played some background music, and I literally just turned on the webcam and I got all my Hot Wheels, and one by one, and I did this very methodically. Like I took my time. One by one, with at least like 50 different Hot Wheels, I just held them up to the camera and spun them around, waited for a few seconds, and then moved on to the next one. And just like held it in front of the camera and just spun around. And I like showcased all of these Hot Wheels and like had different music playing in the background, and then that was it. And I never uploaded that, but I remember vividly doing that, and other such things as well when I was a kid. Like, since I could use a computer, I was trying to figure out how to make videos. So it just kind of, I realized, and this is similar to a video that Corey X Kenshin did recently. He was like, I do this for the love of the game. I don't need money anymore. I'm already successful enough. I don't have to upload a YouTube video ever again, and I'm like chilling. But I'm gonna keep uploading videos because I do it for the love of the game. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the other stuff. And like, shortly before I saw that video, I came to that realization. I'd say like on my channel, on my main channel now, I have like 4 or 5 new videos up. It started with the STP one. I decided to finally finish that. I was like, I'm finishing this. I don't care. I finished the STP one. I filmed a Top Gear style video. I filmed and finished that one. And there's 2 other ones that I did that are like trips that I've done. And like I've made it like I've made it clear to myself that like I don't do this because of them. I never did this because of like the idea of getting popular. That was a part of it, and I always imagined that it would come with it, but that wasn't why. Because even when I gave up on that idea, I was still doing it in my spare time anyway. It just took time, and I was like, I just want to make this, and at the very least I can show this to my friends, you know. And so I made my friends my general audience because I couldn't think of anybody else who would want to watch it. My friends and people that I've met over time. Like chances are, if we've had an extensive conversation before in person, I've told you about my YouTube channel in passing. I try not to spend too much time on it, but especially if we're talking about film. And like lately I've gotten to the point to where I don't do that anymore. And now like I only say something if somebody asks me about it. But usually like the subject of film and videos will get brought up. Like I've got cameras all over the place. Part of how I make my money now is like editing videos for other people, which is awesome. I can live off of this skill. It's great. But yeah, I realize that if I had just kept doing it, and I didn't stop, and I didn't get sad or worried about all like the different, like, oh, no one even watches these videos anyway, it's never gonna become popular, that's what I want, maybe I can find an idea, something that will make it popular, what can I do? And then trying to make some video that I thought would blow up, talking about like a topic or a trend. I mean, I did that a couple times, and I was like, this is the trend that's happening right now. If I can hop on the train, if I can just hop on this train right before like the trend ends, then I'll be good, and like I'll get like the blow up of subscribers and views that I want. Like, bro, the amount of times that I thought that was gonna happen, like the overzealousness and the over optimistic viewpoint, and I'd say like less than over optimistic. What's a better word? Assuming things, making assumptions and thinking like I just discovered the next big plot and way to do it. Got into that like in my like later teen years. I was like, I gotta figure out a thing that's gonna blow me over, and then I wouldn't work on other videos because I was like, fuck it, nobody wants to see this shit. I'm not gonna make that. I'll just record this and someday I'll get to it, whatever. Such a jaded look that I had on it for a while. You can see it. You can see my personality evolve over the videos. If you go back, you'll see like younger me, like when I first started making videos, you can see the light. You can hear the light in my voice. You can tell like I'm just doing this because like I just love doing this. And then like pretty quickly, I'd say like before I even hit like 15, like you can hear the jadedness start coming into my voice and the cynicism and, you know, starting not to care and then being like not caring about my name or whatever and just doing things that I thought would attract a lot of attention. Like Dr. Dan was definitely made off of that. Like I watched Eric Andre and Filthy Frank a lot. And so I wanted to create a character that was a combination of Filthy Frank and Dr. Dan. I thought it was going to be hilarious. I was like, bro, everybody's going to fucking love this. I made it no views, but like I kind of fell in love with the character like pretty quickly, and I grew really attached to it. And I'm like, Dr. Dan, everyone's gonna know what Dr. Dan is. They're gonna know Dr. Dan just like they know Filthy Frank. They're gonna know, you know. And my humor at the time was totally within that realm for sure. My humor was just like, what's the most shocking, fucked up thing that I can think of, you know? And like that's funny. That there you go. Yeah. And I made a lot of videos on the Dr. Dan thing, and I had a lot of fun doing that for sure. Filming a Dr. Dan video is the most fun part, at least at the time. But I used to not care. Like, you can see there's a video of me, and like now this dude is like, he's really cool. He's really cool now. And when I think about the fact that I did this to him, I'm like, this is actually pretty fucked up. You can see I like whip out a knife and like I start chasing him. Now what I did, because like I'm not fucked up, you know, but I hadn't fucked up mine. So I slid the knife down so that it was lower than my fingers when I started chasing him. So like I whipped it out at first, started chasing him, then I pulled the knife down, and then I just started jabbing him with my hands. To make him think that I was like gonna stab him with the knife. He had no idea. We literally, me and Hector took our friend at the time, and like I feel bad for even saying that, but like he is my friend. I care about the dude. I think about him frequently. But at the time, like, you wouldn't consider that like a friend thing. Like, I was nice and I wasn't mean to him. But randomly, I was just like, hey, come to this abandoned building. Tell him absolutely nothing. I was like, we're just going to make a funny video. It's going to be good. And then, like, I whip out a knife and I start chasing him with it as soon as Hector turns on the... And I planned this. I had the idea in my head. I was like, this is exactly what I'm doing. I don't want to hurt little Hector. I want to make him think that I'm going to hurt him. Bro, I can't. The things that I did. And now, like, I have a Dr. Dan video in the folders of my computer right now that I haven't uploaded yet with me and Khalil. But you can see in videos like the most recent Dr. Dan with Joel and the Menace, you can see that one. And the editing I feel very proud of, but you can tell that it's forced for me now. At least I can tell. It started to feel forced because around that time I hadn't completely grown out of it. But like starting with that video, I had like just started to come out of that phase of humor and comedy, and I started outgrowing it. And I didn't really know what to do, so I kind of was just like hoping everybody else would like just take the lead and just do stuff and I could react to it. And they did a great job. You can definitely see, especially freaking Damien. He killed it. And he was the one called the Menace, the big guy. But now, like in the most recent one, like it's hard to watch because I know it's not genuine. Like I love watching the other Dr. Dan videos because even though what I like the older ones, even though what I was doing was like kind of crazy, at the time my headspace was just so totally different that I could get into it. Like I was really, really into it. I was so in the moment, just like being a crazy and being a goof and doing whatever. I don't know. So watching it feels different, you know, but then watching the later ones, I'm like, I wasn't in it at the time. It's more like somebody pretending to be Dr. Dan rather than actually Dr. Dan. Like when you see those other videos, bro, that's not me. Like it is me, of course, exaggeration, but like, it doesn't feel like it. Like the way that I was, like that really was Dr. Dan. That was him. He was there. He was the first video, the second video, the one where, man, there's a lot of them. When did it start to not be that? The Office video was definitely in there. He was there in the beach episode. Dr. Dan started to go away, and it started to be me pretending to be Dr. Dan. Obviously, this is all exaggeration. Not literally. It was all me. But like when it started to feel forced, I guess, was after the episode 6 season finale. That one where I'm running in Arizona and like I'm like running up the hill and I'm doing all that stuff. Like that I think was the last time that like it didn't feel forced. And every time after that it was like I'm doing this thing because I don't want this character to die, you know. And I think about this character. I mean, he's real to me. I think about this character that I've created, and like part of me almost feels like I've done him an injustice by never finishing his story, never giving him more. But my style of humor has changed so much that if he were to come back, I would have to drastically change this character, whoever it is or whoever he is, because I've changed so much that I won't put on the goggles and just do the same old stuff from before. I won't do it, you know. Like I still have the goggles. I don't have the shirt anymore. I'd have to make a new shirt. But it'd have to be something else. Something like completely and totally different, but like similar vibe. I don't know, because at the time I had like a storyline I wanted to stick to. There was characters, there was things going on. I don't know, but it had to be different. Anyway, I did that. I have now talked for 37 minutes. This is empty. This is full. Okay. Put all this in here. I don't even know why I need that on. Just put it away. I might need to make another one of those backpacks. Inventory full of freaking bags in the bag, man. Yeah. But yes. Oh, I have grown and I have changed so much that the person who I used to be, when I'm watching those videos, it's so like, that's not me anymore. Like it was me at a time, but that's not me anymore. None of those. Like I'd say the biggest shift and the biggest change, to where it feels the most different, whereas like as of recent it doesn't feel as different. Like the hand Hammett stuff. Han Hammett stuff was like the beginning of the death of the old me, and like by the end of like the whole thing, it like the process had started fully. Like October was when it all broke. October of 2023, something deep within me broke and was not going to be repaired. It had to be thrown away and replaced with something entirely new. Again, this is all me, but the stuff, the only way to explain it is through these words. To explain the growth that I've gone through. Perhaps somebody out there one day can translate and sum up what I've said. I guess the summed up version would be, I've changed a lot, yes. But like, you know, details. Come on now. I love details. Who doesn't love details? That's why we have books. Books full and full and full of details. People love them. I know I do. I've been reading a lot of books. That's been helpful for creating this new me. Because the old rule book of how I used to live my life does not apply. Munching on an apple. Nope, does not apply. I was so sad, bro. Like, on a real note, now that I'm finally in a place where, like, I've spent quite a lot of time not being in a perpetual awful state. It used to be, like, permanent. Like, there was no off button. There was, like, little glimpses of excitement, but most of my existence when I was younger, I'd say, starting at starting somewhere in 2015, around that, my existence became like just like miserable. And it was all me. I just didn't know it. You know, I was taking all this stuff in from my environment, and I was like, I'm going to be the cynical one now, and I will use escapism to feel better forever. And like, I started this when I was a kid. And I remember like being 17, 16, and like genuinely thinking, like sitting in the bathroom at my grandma's house and being like, this, I think it might just be worse from here. Like, I think it doesn't get, this is like as bad as it could get. And actually it might get worse over time. I don't even know. And like around when I was in Arizona, so I'd say like the 2020 era, and like, yes, this happened during COVID, but to me, like, COVID didn't have anything to do with it in my mind. Of course, like, technically it really did, because all the things that happened were like sort of side effects of the COVID event, but like at the end of the day, it's all you. You can choose how you experience the situation at the end of the day. That's the only freedom that no one can take from you is your ability to feel whatever you want to feel, or react however you want to react. But I chose, and I didn't realize that I was choosing it. I did like on a deep subconscious level, but generally I didn't understand that I was actively choosing to be like miserable. I didn't know. I didn't. I thought that I was just like, it was just like a symptom of the things that happened in my life. And I was just like, this happened and this happened, and because this happened and all these bad things, no, things that I viewed as bad. I'm like, I am miserable. No one understands me. No one understands. It's like a whole thing in my brain. And like, definitely 100% suicidal at different points in time. Like, the mental state was just that bad. But at the end of the day, like deep within the core of my being, I wanted to be a good person, and I wanted to help people. So, you know, I went from a long time like pretending to be this cool guy who could help everyone. But deep down, I had all these freaking hidden insecurities and hidden deep, like, whatever things. I was like, nope, I'm just going to keep putting on the front that I'm this person, and maybe eventually if you fake it, you'll make it after a certain point. And then at a certain point down the line, it hit me. After, like, a whole bunch of things going wrong in my life and shit always just being bad and me never feeling better, just feeling awful all the fucking time. It hit me like a split decision. It felt like a Telltale game where like the screen like pauses and then it gives you a whole bunch of stuff on the screen. It's like pauses or whatever, and it's like, this moment will affect this storyline deeply. And the options were keep pretending to be this really good person and see what happens, or actually be that person. And what that meant was like completely throwing away everything of like who you were before. Like you have to throw that away because that shit's not working. It means that you were wrong. That means that every single way that you were living was wrong, and you have to accept that and completely change and rebuild your entire persona, which I'm gonna tell you, easier said than done. Because there's a lot of things that you think that you want to change, but you don't realize you're actually still holding on to. So when you commit to that change, that's not instant. It's like you've committed to the change, and now begins the unbuilding process. It basically is like the same thing as me trying to scoop out this entire Minecraft ocean. It's possible, it can be done, but it's going to take a lot of time. Once you decide to do it, it's just when it begins. I decided at the very start of 2023, like I came to the realization that I had to make the decision in like August, I'd say, like either like summer of 2022 is when I came to the realization that I had to make the decision, but it didn't really stick yet. And I'd say fall of 2022 was when like the decision was made. I was like, I am going to change because I can't be like this. And then prep began for the rest of fall and through winter, was prepping myself, like getting ready, like working on little things, but I hadn't made like the full complete change because my life, I was still like living in certain ways, living in certain lies. And I was like, from that point on, I'm like, I'm not going to lie anymore because I want to be a good person. Lying has to be done. But there was a few things that like I wasn't willing to stop lying yet. I was like, oh my God, I have to like, I got to like pick a point and do with it. And I got to make sure that I got to like burn my tracks and leave them never uncovered. Um, and that's like when I like dropped out of college and I'm like, this is a lie that I'm living. My grandfather told me like, I'll pay for your college if you go to the college that I went to and if you get good grades. Get good grades and you go to the college I went to, I'll pay for it. And so I was there for like a year and a half getting like ass grades, but he didn't know that because I was lying. And I was like, okay, well I can't keep doing this anymore. I don't want to lie and I don't want to stay here. I didn't even like college. I liked Langston University. I did not like college. I'm sure you can understand what I mean by that. Love Langston. Definitely want to go back there all the time. But I was like, oh, gotta make the decision. What do I actually want to do? And I remember the dreams that I had when I was younger. And I'm like, oh, I'm just going to be a good person and chase my dreams. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to be authentic to me and myself, and I don't care. And I was like, the moment of 2023, I am doing that. That's what I'm doing. At first, what I planned to do, I didn't plan to drop out at first. When 2023 began, I was like, okay, I'm going to get on my shit, get my grades good, and then like make it so that the lie nullifies itself by getting good grades. And then it won't be a lie anymore because I'm actually getting good grades. Wasn't really doing too hot at that. Too busy like trying to be an entrepreneur, making money, being a limo driver and a knife salesman and all this other goo-ga. Too busy to do that than to, and making hand hammock videos to focus on school. I don't want to fucking do school. Then I found out the girl I was dating at the time cheated on me, and I was like, all right, cool. Well, fuck this, fuck the girl, fuck all this. I'm chasing my dreams. Fuck y'all. I'm getting out. And I left college. I didn't say anything to anybody until I was out of Oklahoma and I was in Santa Monica. I took a train ride with the last bit of my money. I was going to get a job there. I had laid out. It was great. And as I was there, like after a couple weeks leaving, I called him up and I was like, hey, I left and I was lying and I was making it up and I didn't want to lie to you anymore. So I dropped out, etc. All it is well, it ends well. He actually didn't have to pay that final year because like miraculously the president of the college resigned that year and then cleared everyone's debt. So the last bit he didn't have to pay for, which is awesome. All it is well that ends well. And from there, the change has been like rocket fast, and I haven't been the same since. And now I'm this person, which I'm not even this person, if you know what I mean. that's all. That was a lot of talking. And not a lot of doing. That's okay though. Let's try to do something. Or I could yap for another 30 minutes. Oh. Oh my word. I don't know what that stuff is, so I'm just gonna do it. I think I already started. Okay. I think that's enough copper plates, but I wanted to just like really make sure. Cool. Bam, 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 bam. Just gonna make all these. I don't really care. Always being so frugal. Okay. Make a whole bunch of these. Bam. Iron. Redstone. Shazam. Slap that baby on there. Slap a conduit and some redstone, and you're done. Never mind. It's got to be made of frickin' iron. Plated with iron. That's all we're doing. We're just plating it. Okay. Oh, steel. Please tell me I have one of those. Excuse me. Oh, damn it! Ugh. This is what I did last time. Goob. Wow, amazing. Super job. Stone. Another one of these. You know what's interesting I started getting thinking about? You know what? Now that I've just thought about it a little more, I realize it's completely pointless, and I'm not gonna think about it anymore. If it's really important, it'll come up later, more obvious. For me. Maybe for you. Shoop. Compressor. Stone. Any more? Whatever. I got rubber. Hell yeah, brother. Shazam. Pragmatic. Hell yeah. What? Listen, old school redstone right now because it makes sense to me. What the hell was that? Why are you getting upset? It literally does not matter. It's a video game. Am I getting distracted at a useless task right now? Because I think I am. I just realized that I wasted time trying to make this nice. But I forgot about the main objective. Okay, I'll do that. Why does that matter? Why does that matter? I was having fun. Ah! Okay. Bam. 6 repeaters. Do what I want. Frick off. Man. What? I need space to put these things. Need more space. Gotta go underground, bro. That would definitely help. I gotta make the freaking glass for this floor. Honestly. I actually want to do some of this stuff. I'm wondering how long I should make this. I could just keep going. Want some aperture science type shit. That's what I was doing. Make glass. Oof. How much sand do I need? So many things I want to do. My ideas getting pumped with ideas. Ah! My creative spirit. It's so alive. It's so alive. How to make sand? How to make sand? Tell me there's a way I can make sand. Macerator. Cobblestone. I can turn cobblestone into sand. All I need is a macerator. And I get sand. That's easy. I might have to do that. Who gives a fuck about that thing? I have a new objective. New objective. Flint. Hell yeah, let's go. EU. EU. No. What? seemed fun or entertaining. It's okay. I have endless means of production. system, right? There's a whole bunch of things behind it. What did I even want to do? Okay. So many things. Yeah, I know. Go on. Well, it's been about an hour and a half, and I think I'm about ready to call it. What did I learn from this experience? Do it for the love of the game. You're not responsible for the outcome, only the effort. Keep putting in effort. Just don't stop. Do what you love. Do what you love. The day that this gets finished is going to be a legendary day. Legendary, I tell you. Anyway, that's all. Bye bye. Much love.